Every time we come to BMW Motorrad 4Ways, we stumble and find new gems and find out where the biking market is going and new models. And if you thought BMW was messing around with baggers and bobbers and entering the Harley market in America, you were mistaken. Enter this R18 Transcontinental. In a previous episode, I shared with you that Harley Davidson's biggest market outside the US is actually Germany. So it makes perfect sense for BMW to enter that market segment, being the bobber, bagger, cruiser. Now, when BMW first launched the R18, many people thought, nah, it's BMW putting their big toe into the water and feeling that segment out and that. But now with the two latest models they've launched, being the R18B for bagger and this bike in front of me, the R18 Transcontinental, you can clearly see BMW is serious about this segment and they want to be and will be a serious player in the segment. Now, should you want to know about the technical specs of the motor and all of that, being the biggest boxer motor ever produced by BMW, these massive pods, 1800cc air-cooled motor with the final drive being the open shaft drive where you see that nickel-plated shaft with the two universal spinning, absolutely beautiful and stunning, then please have a look at that previous episode we did. In this episode, we're going to have a look at the differences of the launch R18 and the variations of that and the two latest incarnations being the R18B and R18 Transcontinental. From a mechanical and technical specifications, very much the same as the original R18. You have that big 1800cc boxer motor, air-cooled, going through the gearbox, final drive, shaft drive, very much the same as the original. However, to take the additional weight, this beast being over 400 kilograms, the frame has been strengthened and reinforced. You will also see the exhaust pipes that go under these panniers. The very traditional old school fishtail pipes had to be replaced and are replaced with these straight pipes at the back. The traditional spoked wheels also now rims. The original one had a spoked wheel, laced wheel, slightly fatter like bobber tire. These are now, I think, 19-inch wheels in front, a slimmer tire, more for comfort and cruising, not as much as a poser bike. It's also the first bike with running boards here for pillion and front. This Transcontinental also has these crash bars in case the bike rolls over to protect these chrome heads on the side. And the big difference between the two, the R18B being the bagger and this R18 Transcontinental, would be this unit on top here, your top box with your couch type backrest. That's the biggest difference. Your panniers on these left and right is approximately 27 liters capacity. So your bagger has those two, gives you 54 liters. Your Transcontinental has an additional massive cargo type 47 liters on top. And that is from a mechanical, going cosmetic wise. With this Transcontinental, you've got the wind deflectors over here. If I go on this side, you've got these wind deflectors as well. Your fairing mounted in front is standard on both units. The lighting is LED adaptive, so it turns as you turn. The spots are standard and your indicators just below it. Your indicators on the back are located on and in the panniers. Now, going to the electronic suite and your dashboard in front, let's start with the coolest part that speaks to me. I just love the sound system. The sound system on this bike is Marshall. And for those of you who don't know, Marshall is a British sound. They did amplifiers, and like Jimi Hendrix, famous guitarist, they used those Marshall amplifiers and that. So the standard system is a Marshall 4-speaker system. You have the two up front and you have the two in the panniers here. Now that's already pretty cool. This particular demo unit is the Marshall Gold. You'll see the name is actually in gold. That gives you a much better sound, and we just had a demo on that, and that I'm going to leave it up to you. Please go visit your nearest BMW dealer and test this out. You have your two speakers in front, your two speakers over here, and another two with a gold over here in your backrest. Just more amps, more subwoofers, really solid sound, the volume, it's exquisite, it's just fantastic. Then you have this monster 10-inch TFT display. You can control it from the side here, very traditional BMW. You've got Bluetooth connectivity. You can use that screen for general information. You can use it for making calls, for using for music. You can use it as a navigation system with your phone. So really cool. Then you've got your 4 traditional clocks up here with chrome bezels around it. The 2 center ones on the left would be your speedo, very retro Berlin built analog. On your right is your rev counter, also retro. Far left, the little one, is your fuel gauge, really cool. And the little surprise, little secret on the right over here, that clock, that is actually stolen from, or taken from Rolls-Royce. So it's not stolen. Rolls-Royce belongs to BMW. And that is a power reserve gauge, which is really cool. With this monster cruising down the highway, if you want to overtake or accelerate, whatever, this gauge can actually tell you the reserve power you have on tap and how your planning is for the overtake maneuver. So really cool feature over here. Now with this, you obviously get your heated grips, you get your heated seats, all the BMW creature comfort, the German build quality, absolute monster. Over here you tap this button, pop opens your filler cap over here. You push this button, this pops open, and your wireless charging of your cell phone fits any cell phone in here. Just absolutely stunning. Now this glitter black with a pinstriping, giving it the traditional look, old school, and just all round a fantastic bike. And the one thing the guys seem to talk about is that when you're sitting on this bike, it's super comfortable. Now this is really comfortable. And when you're going cruising all day and all of that, for those taller, lankier guys, should you want to stretch out, with these big pods on the side, it's very difficult to stretch out and you can't really fit highway bars on this bike. So people say you can rest your calves on here, however that gets a little bit hot. So you would need to put something a little bit higher. That would be the only negative, but you feel like $1 million sitting on this bike. A few more features. Being BMW, they pretty much think of everything and safety being paramount. Let's talk about braking. When you pull either this lever up top here or the foot brake, all 3 discs and brakes get engaged. You have dual discs up front, a disc at the back, but either way, whether this or this engaged, all 3 brakes slow you down. With your cruise control, you have adaptive cruise control as an option, which means you set your cruise control, your sensor up front will automatically slow you down should you be encroaching too close to someone ahead of you. Adaptive cruise control. Not only that, BMW even thought of a reverse gear. You can spec a reverse gear for a behemoth like this. BMW thinks of everything. Now, sitting in this position, my conscience is being challenged. Do I make a run for it and demo her permanently, or do I be the honorable guy and take her back? Remember, click like and subscribe, give us a thumbs up and follow us for more.